Nikhil Ranglani. So let's see what his question is. Hi, Nikhil.
I'm an entrepreneur, aged 28, residing in Mumbai.
Okay.
So I've been trading in markets for last 4 to 5 years now.
Okay.
So being into market, I know when the market is in oversold or overbought zone and everything about all the technicals and all that. So my question was like I have a fixed set of money that I invest in mutual funds every month from my all family members' accounts. So what I
Mm-hmm.
generally do is when the market is at the bottom, like the last investment that I did into mutual funds was when the Nifty was at 18,800. At that point
Okay.
of time, through the technicals, I knew that this is going to bounce from here. So I put
Okay.
in a lump sum amount of 6 months into the mutual funds at that point of time. So this is what
Mm.
I usually do. So whenever the market is at the bottom, I add my funds into the mutual funds. And when the market is in momentum, for what we are seeing in the last 1 year, the entire momentum that we've seen, I generally trade into the markets. And whatever
Mm.
the earnings that I get through my trading, I add it into my SIP amount. Let's say, for example, if 20,000 is the SIP amount, so in a year it becomes 240. But if I've earned 60,000 or 1 lakh more in an entire year, I add that amount into my SIP amount itself. So since
Mm.
last 6 months, I have not got an opportunity to invest into mutual funds, and also the trading gains are too high. So for that reason, I wanted to ask that is there any chance or scope by March end, will we get any like chance to invest into mutual funds, or will we see a bottom before March? Or do I have to just shut my investment in mutual funds and just keep waiting till the market goes back to a normal stage?
Nikhil, I really think that, we need to be special wizards to know where is the bottom and when can you exactly time and put in that next SIP. I know, Nikhil, you're, of course, tracking technicals and trying to predict that bottom. But before we get to the response, let me ask you one more thing. What is your, again, overall asset allocation? You're saying that you're trying to put these trading gains back into mutual funds. All into equity? Do you also have fixed income exposure? Just tell us a little more about it.
So I have a 25%. I have four mutual funds in each and every member's account. That is 25% to small cap, 25 to mid cap, 25 flexi cap, and 25 large caps. So that is how I've allocated my entire mutual fund portfolio. And in terms of my mom's and my wife's accounts, I have some SGBs as well. So 10% or 15% of their portfolio has SGBs, and 60% of their portfolios has equity.
Interesting. SGBs, sovereign gold bonds. You've got equity and you've got a bit of gold. Hang in there. It's a really interesting question, and it tells us about how people invest. Now, he's taken a bit of a one-size-fits-all kind of an approach, just done the plain basic math for all family members, and he's going about allocating, trying to trade in the market, plow those gains back into mutual funds. What do you think?
Look, honestly, I think there is a basic dichotomy in the way Nikhil has kind of structured his overall allocations and his investment theorem, right? I would perhaps try and do it in a slightly different way, and there can be many arguments for and against it. What I would do is, technically, we would keep a strategic portfolio, which could be 80% of your money, 70% of your money, 60% of your money, and that each one can decide for his own. And then we will have a tactical portfolio, right? So strategic is more long-term, structural in nature, which is perhaps generational wealth, which you want to create, or retirement wealth, which you want to create. And tactical is your play money, or rather, I'd call it a casino money, right? So and both the pots have absolutely no linkage to each other. I would rather prefer that the two bank accounts are completely separate and demarcated. Whatever you make in your tactical pot, just keep aside. If you're great at it and the tactical pot is increasing, my best wishes. You continue doing that and you continue growing that pot for yourself. But don't touch and dabble your strategic pot at all. So your SIPs, your regular investments in mutual funds, your asset allocation has to be as it is, and that has to keep growing irrespective of the market level. It can't happen that you invested 18,800 and then you're sitting at 22,000 wondering whether I'll get an opportunity to invest more. That absolutely cannot happen, Surbhi. If you lose the best 10 days of the market, if you're not invested, data tells that you lose almost 40% of your returns, right? So it's absolutely a no-brainer. You have to keep the two pots aside, very, very demarcated. Just play tactical. Yes, by all means, if you're great at trading, try that and let your tactical pot grow and let it be bigger than the strategic pot.